The scent of jasmine hung heavy in the air, a constant reminder of that summer, the summer I met him. His name was Ethan, and he was everything I wasn't: confident, adventurous, and effortlessly charming. I was shy, bookish, and perpetually awkward, a creature of quiet corners and whispered thoughts. He was a whirlwind, a force of nature that swept into my life and turned it upside down. We met at the lake. My family had rented a small cottage for the summer, a place of tranquil beauty far removed from the noise and chaos of the city. I was content to spend my days lost in the pages of a book, the gentle lapping of the water against the shore my only companion. Then Ethan arrived, crashing into my peaceful solitude like a rogue wave. He was staying at the larger, more lively resort on the other side of the lake, a place I usually avoided. But one sweltering afternoon, seeking refuge from the oppressive heat, I ventured out, hoping to find a secluded spot to read. That's when I saw him. He was perched on a rock, his guitar resting on his knee, his fingers strumming a melody that seemed to capture the very essence of summer. The sun caught his hair, turning it to spun gold, and his laughter echoed across the water, infectious and carefree. I was captivated. He noticed me standing there, a silent observer, and grinned. "Hey," he called out, his voice warm and inviting. "Come on over. The water's perfect." I hesitated, unsure of myself. Talking to strangers, especially charming ones, was not my forte. But something about his easy smile and the twinkle in his eyes made me take a chance. I walked over, my heart pounding in my chest like a drum. He introduced himself, and I mumbled my own name, feeling my cheeks flush. We talked for hours that day, about everything and nothing. He told me about his dreams of traveling the world, about his passion for music, about his love for adventure. I told him about my love for books, about my quiet dreams of becoming a writer, about my fear of the unknown. He listened patiently, his eyes never leaving mine, making me feel like I was the most interesting person in the world. He didn't make fun of my shyness or my awkwardness. He accepted me for who I was, flaws and all. That summer was a blur of sun-drenched days and starlit nights. We swam in the lake, explored hidden trails, shared secrets whispered in the darkness. He taught me how to play a few chords on his guitar, his fingers gently guiding mine. I introduced him to my favorite authors, and he actually listened to my ramblings about plot and character development. He opened up a world I never knew existed, a world of spontaneity and excitement. He pushed me out of my comfort zone, encouraging me to try new things, to embrace the unknown. He made me laugh, he made me think, and most importantly, he made me feel alive. I fell in love with him, deeply and irrevocably. It was a love that consumed me, a love that felt like it had been waiting to happen my whole life. I cherished every moment we spent together, knowing that summer, like all good things, would eventually come to an end. And it did. Too quickly, too soon. The last day of summer arrived, casting a long shadow over our idyllic world. He had to go back to the city, back to his life, back to his future. I knew, deep down, that our summer romance was just that, a summer romance. A fleeting moment of magic that couldn't possibly last. We stood by the lake, the setting sun painting the sky in a riot of colors. He held me close, his arms wrapped tightly around me. I'll never forget you, he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. Me neither, I replied, tears welling up in my eyes. And then he was gone. Just like that. He walked away, leaving me standing there, alone in the twilight. The following months were agonizing. I replayed every moment of that summer in my mind, clinging to the memories like precious jewels. I wrote him letters, pouring out my heart onto paper, but I never sent them. I was afraid of rejection, afraid of breaking the fragile illusion of our summer love. Eventually, the pain began to fade, replaced by a bittersweet nostalgia. I never forgot Ethan, never forgot the way he made me feel. He was my first love, the one who opened my eyes to the possibilities of the heart. He taught me that love could be found in the most unexpected places, that it could bloom even in the most unlikely circumstances. Years passed. I went to college, pursued my dream of becoming a writer, and eventually found love again. But Ethan, my first love, remained a cherished memory, a reminder of that magical summer by the lake, a summer that changed my life forever. He was a chapter in my story, a chapter filled with sunshine, laughter, and the intoxicating magic of first love. And though time had moved on, and our paths had diverged, a part of me would always remember him, the boy with the golden hair and the infectious laughter, the boy who taught me how to love.